you are able to see my screen, right?
Yes, we can see.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Hi everyone. I'm Arul Benjamin Chandru, and I'm currently working as an architect at IBM. And I have around 11 years of experience, and I work in multiple stuffs like Python, generative AI, and recently IBM is having a tool called Watson X, and yeah, I am working in multiple stuffs there. So yeah, actually, we planned this class to cover up the basics of Python, along with that, like an introduction to generative AI kind of stuffs. And yeah, this is all about the 15 days class sessions we have planned. So this is the agenda. I will share the agenda with you, with every one of you after the class. And along with that, like what are all tools we are going to cover and what are all access we will be having likewise. So yeah, let's take some 2 or 3 minutes to introduce about yourself so that I can know like who are all in the class, and based on that, like based on your experiences and based on your interests, we can align the class accordingly. Like we can just change the syllabus or change the speed of teaching. Yeah, those kind of stuff sometimes we can have. So yeah, can you please go ahead and introduce about yourself for all in the class?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, myself, Ravi Kumar Sirsani. I am working for TIA Global India Private Limited. I have overall 50 years of experience, and currently I'm working in prod support and administration. So currently I'm looking for kind of AI related stuff. So in my background, I don't have any coding knowledge. So but I have a little bit idea on Python and a little bit theoretical knowledge on AI. So
Okay.
I'm looking for kind of a start, a way to go with coding kind of thing with AI by using Python. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, Ravi. Like yeah, we plan the class like that only. Like we will be starting everything from the scratch. Yeah, thank you, Ravi.
Yeah. Thanks, sir.
Hi, Arul. This is Prashant. I'm working with TIA last 7 years, and
Yeah, hi.
I'm also from prod support. I'm working on OBAWE and Snowflake, these kind of things.
Okay.
And we don't have like last 7 years we are working on the prod support, right? So we
Yeah,
don't have like much development activities. So
okay.
mainly I'm concentrating on Python and other AI tools. And
Okay.
currently, like this OBI tool is right. This is a part of reporting tool. Presently, we
Okay.
don't have market for this. So I'm myself, I need to upgrade new technologies, AI and Python. So this kind of technologies. Basically, I don't have the coding knowledge as well. So
Okay.
I need to brush up myself. I need to explore myself in the Python and AI
Okay.
technologies. Thank you.
Yeah, sure, Prashant. Yeah, we will be starting from scratch.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Prashant.
Yeah, hi, Arul. Myself, Bhaskar. So I do have 11 plus years of IT experience in mainframe technologies.
Yeah,
Currently working with TAS, but recently I have learned data engineering course. So I'm just looking to learn this Gen AI so that with this combo, I can jump into the market and grab the top opportunities. That is the reason actually I'm trying to attend these classes. Yeah, so because
yeah,
everywhere everyone is saying Gen AI, so I wanted to learn this stuff actually. I have some basic knowledge of the Python things, but I don't know about this
yeah.
Gen AI. Yeah.
Okay, Bhaskar. I worked with Bhaskar. Like I started my career with Bhaskar.
Yeah. Okay. Hi. Good morning, Garal, and good morning, everyone. Sham, myself, I have over 16 years of experience. So I started career as a ETL developer, and then last 2 years I'm working on a cloud. I worked on AWS and Azure data platforms along with
Okay,
Snowflake. Uh, yeah. Now I am basically looking for this Gen AI as a data engineer, we have built data platforms. So on
okay,
top of it, Gen AI will be the one of the use case from our leadership. And so thought, okay, just learn and explore on more.
Okay. Okay, sure. Yeah. So yeah, as I told earlier, like we will be starting from Python basics and then we will move on to the Gen AI stuff. But before that, in today's class, we will cover up everything like a big introduction about each and every stuff what we are going to cover up in the classes. Okay. So you are all able to see my screen, right? Hello. And also
Yeah, yeah.
also
Clear
also
about
I just yeah before we start the class I just wanted to confirm like what are all the comfortable timings for you. Based on that we can schedule the classes, because like you all are working in same organization, right? So I don't know your timings and all, so yeah, based on that we can adjust the classes. Like maybe this will be a daily class, so that if we start something, then yeah, that will be a kind of a continuation kind of stuff only, so that we cannot break in between. And yeah, because like we are learning a new programming language, right? So if we miss a single class also, then it will be difficult for you to pick up the things. That's why we are having the continuous classes for the next 15 days. So yeah, like if you have any concerns or anything related to timings, or if you want to know like if you are having any comfortability with any kind of timing, just please let me know so that we can adjust the schedule accordingly. Okay, so my plan is to start the classes in a day very earlier, like around some 5:30 or 6. That is the right time to start. That's what I'm thinking, because like my initial plan was to start this class as a kind of a consistency class. Because like the thing is like if we build a habit, okay, so we are having 15 days to go, right? So within this 15 days, if we are building a habit of studying it daily, then it will become an integral part of our life, right? So that's what I am believing. So that's why I thought of planning these classes early in the morning, so that everyone will wake up early in morning and start studying these things. That's why, like, do you have any concerns on timings, or do you have any new proposed timings kind of stuff? Or everyone is comfortable with morning 6 o'clock?
Yeah, Arul, sorry, actually morning 6 to 7:30 will be busy with the kids
Yeah,
from
yeah, okay, sure.
school.
Then yeah,
Yeah,
please propose
8
your
to
time, like whenever you are feeling
in
free.
between 8 to 10, in between 8 to 10,
8 to
or
10.
even
Okay.
11 also fine. 8 to 11 in between.
Yeah. Okay. Is this timing fine for everyone? Like 8 to 9 or 8 to 10? Like this? Hello?
Yes, yeah. 8 is fine. 8 to 9 is fine. The same time, yeah, for me.
Okay. Okay, Ravi. Then I will schedule all the classes daily from 8 to 9. Like how we are handling today, right? Yeah, we will follow the same thing. Okay, so from today onwards, all the classes will be 8 to 9. Okay. So yeah, on today's class, like we will see about some AI tools just to make you exciting to start the journey on AI. And after that, we will jump on to Python fundamentals, and we will try to cover as much as like we have in today's agenda. If we are missing something from the today's agenda, don't worry, that will be covered on the next day. Okay. So this is the agenda we have planned for every day. Like this is the syllabus document. I will forward it to you. I think you might have got this from Bhaskar, right? Most probably. But if you are not getting it, then fine. Yeah, before that, please ping all your Gmail IDs in this Teams, so that I can share this document and notebooks, whatever we are seeing to study Python. So those kind of materials and all I can share it with you, and links and meeting invites, everything. Okay.
And one more
So
thing, are you able to provide the recordings?
Yeah, sure, Prashant. Yeah, actually, we are recording the session, right? So after the class, I will upload it to my YouTube channel as a private video, and I will share it with you. That will be
Actually, what
easier
happened,
for you
right?
to
I'm
access.
I'm I'm from the morning shift. Like usually, I'll do the morning. I'm from production support, right? I log in at
Yeah.
6:30. If any issue occurs, so I cannot join the call 8 o'clock. That's what.
Okay. Yeah, sure, Prashant. Yeah. Anyway, I will be sharing these recordings actually after the classes.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. So this is the 15 days class we have planned. Actually, in these 15 days, what we are going to cover, like the very first 3 days, we will be concentrating corely on the Python fundamentals. So in this Python fundamentals, like what and all things will be there is like today we will see about these things. Like we will be seeing why we need to use Python and what is programming and how to use Google Colab. Google Colab is nothing but a kind of an online Python notebook kind of stuff. So these things and all we will see in detail. And we will start with some basic print statements, commands, and then we will see about what's a variable and what is a data type. And we will talk about like input and output functions like this. Okay, and next day, tomorrow's class, we will see about control structures. And here we will see like how to use these if conditions, elif conditions, and while loops, for loops. So all these kind of fundamental constructs of a programming language. And then we will talk about data structures on the next day. Likewise, it keeps on going. So up to day 6, we will be completely covering only Python. From day 7, which is the start of the mid of next week, I can say. Like the start of next week, we can start with this generative AI stuff. Okay. And there we will see all about AI only. But by the end of this course, so our expectation is to make you build an AI application based on Python. Okay, so for that actually we will be giving you the foundations and the building blocks so that you will get the confidence and you can build the project. So that is the final expectation of this course. Yeah. So this is what is all about the syllabus stuff. And before we start, like how many of you have some understanding on what is AI? Like you have your own perspective about AI, right? Can you please come up on these perspectives, like so that I can understand like where you are standing on the AI side, so that from there we will start the session. Hello? Yeah, am I audible or I am talking alone?
Yeah. You are audible.
Okay, Prashant. Yeah, you have some perspective about AI, right? So you might you might have heard this term everywhere, right? So you could have used some tools also, like kind of Chat
Yeah,
GPT, right?
right. Yeah.
So
So
yeah, Bhaskar, yeah, please go ahead.
yeah, so what I know is like AI is nothing but artificial intelligence that everybody knows. So suppose like if you want to look, if you are looking for any information, if we ask it, then it will give the answers for us, like Chat GPT. So suppose like if you I am like studying data engineering, so if I want any
Yeah,
data engineering related questions or any kind of like actors information, so if I just give me that information, so it provides for us.
okay. Yeah, good. Anyone? Anyone else apart from Bhaskar?
Yeah, same as Bhaskar. Yeah, AI means artificial intelligence, and currently, whatever the data, we will give it to them, and it will give the answers. That's how what.
Okay, okay. How many
That
of
would
us
be
watched? Yeah, how many of us watched robot movie, Endiran, Tamil, or you could have watched that Rajnikant's movie, right?
Robot.
Rajnikant. Yeah,
Yeah.
all I think mostly.
Yeah, how many
Yeah.
of you watched the title card of that movie? The very first intro scene will be there, right? So he will be teaching that machine. You remember? Like
Yeah,
you are
yeah.
able to get that, right? Yeah,
Initially
he
they
is
will
having
teach.
some multiple hard disks, saying that language and martial arts, like ways, and with that cassettes, he is putting it in the robot and he is training it, right? So consider AI as a baby. Okay. So the thing is like it's like a kind of a newborn baby. Okay. So basically it don't know anything. Okay. The same way your machine also don't know anything, right? So the difference between a human and an AI, I'm not talking about generative AI here. I'm just first trying to generalize what is AI. Okay. So AI, the term itself is saying that artificial intelligence, right? So in that sense, like you are trying to make the machines think as like humans. So we are trying to make it mimic as like humans, right? So for that capability, what we are trying to do is we are training the systems. Okay, so we are training the systems in the sense AI itself is a broad set of category. Okay, so in that AI itself, there is something called image recognition. There is something called natural language processing. Okay, we will talk everything in detail before we start the class. Okay, so artificial intelligence is nothing but your machine is actually responding to you based on your instructions. Correct? That's how a computer is working. That's how your cloud machine or whatever machines you are having. So those machines are designed to work in a way that when you are instructing something to the machine, it is processing that data and it is returning you back an output. But it didn't have the decision making capability, right? So to make that decision making capability, what engineers were trying to do is it's been a long time. Like it's not started on a one day and it got transitioned all the things within these 2 years or within a year like this. Okay, so long back like 1980s, likewise 1950s, 1980s. So those times actually, these businesses, whoever is running on top of a huge chunk of data, they want to build some decision making systems so that they can identify where to put the money in and where to invest a lot of money to bring back more customers, or what is the customer interest. So those kind of behavior stuffs and those kind of analogies they wanted to bring up from the market. So for that purpose, what they started was they have come up with an idea called machine learning. Machine learning is nothing but consider your machine itself as like a kind of a human. Okay. And then on top of that, and to that machine, what we are trying to do is we will be feeding the data and we will be feeding the decision making mechanism as well. Okay. If we are giving the data and decision making mechanism, what it will do, it will simply process the data and it will make the decisions accordingly. Based on that decisions, human can come up with a final decision like this. So they just wanted to build some assistants which can easily read the data and classify the information, right? So for that purpose, they have come up with some solutions called machine learning, deep learning, and a subset of these are a resultant of these kind of technologies is the AI which we are seeing right now in front of us. Okay. Actually, before we start, like we were seeing Indian movie. We were talking about the Indian movie, right? So what Rajnikant is doing? Rajnikant is simply trying to teach the machine, right? Because that machine don't know anything. He just build a neural network or a kind of a brain, I can say, inside that machine, and that machine is getting trained on multiple data like that might contain language, arts, music, dance, so whatever it is. So if you feed those kind of information into that, then that particular machine's brain, that neural network is getting processed with this data, and based on that it is making the decisions, right? So it is not exactly AI. I just want you to correlate the example with the AI. That's what I am trying to do. Okay. You are getting like what I am trying to say, right? Or if I am boring a lot, or if I am not making any sense, please feel free to stop and ask the question in between. Okay. So here in this arena, like in this AI itself, like so in this AI itself, there are a lot of sub areas. One is called natural language processing, and another one is called image recognition, and another stuffs are called TTS, that is text to speech, and STT, speech to text. Okay. Speech and speech to text. So this kind of capabilities, whatever it is doing, so those kind of stuffs we are calling it as AI. Means that like a human only can understand a language, right? Because a language is having a grammar. Any language you can speak, like even if it is Tamil or Telugu or English, right? So that is having a grammatical construct. So that grammatical construct, the system needs to produce, right? So that kind of formatting, you have already feed it to the system. So your system should already know a grammar. Based on that, if you are asking anything to the system, and the system should respond back to you with the right grammar, right? So that's what like ChatGPT is doing, right? So what ChatGPT is exactly doing, so that part we will come later. So that is called generative AI. We are not talking about generative AI right now. So this is all about AI. So in AI, what it is doing is it can understand the language. Okay. Natural language is nothing but like whatever conversations we are having right now. Like I am talking to you all in English, right? The same way you can talk to a machine with English. So that kind of capability is called natural language processing. So under this natural language processing itself, we have this generative AI also. Same way we have image recognition. There also we have a generative AI space, and text to speech, speech to text, everything is there. So all these things are having the generative AI. So in that sense, what I am trying to say is, if you want to generate content out of these things, so there only this generative AI comes into picture. Generative AI, the term itself is saying it's generating content out of using AI. Okay, this is how you can understand Gen AI. Okay, so what it is doing, your chat GPT, let's see the example of chat GPT. Okay, so what your chat GPT is doing, you are asking a question to chat GPT, and based on that question, it is trying to find all the knowledge it have been trained earlier. Yeah, so suppose in case if you ask a question, so this question is called as prompt. Okay, so this question is called as prompt, and this prompt is getting fed to ChatGPT. Okay, so now ChatGPT, what it do? It will try to search the knowledge. In the sense, it is already trained with some knowledge, and it will it will have the knowledge. It will get the response first, get the response from knowledge, and it formats the answer, and it is giving back to you in readable form, readable output. This is what ChatGPT is doing, right? Correct? Or I'm wrong on this? I was asking questions in between just to make sure that you are following me or what. Like if you are if I am not making any sense, please feel free to stop at any time. Okay, are you getting it right? Hello.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. So if you are prompting something, take for an example, I go to ChatGPT. Okay. So I will ask like what is generative AI to ChatGPT? Okay. So if I am asking a question, so this question is called as prompt. Okay. So this prompt is getting feeded into ChatGPT now. If I press enter, what it does, this particular question is given to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will search its response, like whatever knowledge it has been already trained. Okay, and based on that knowledge, first it will fetch all the knowledge sources. Like this generative AI related stuff might be present in multiple documents, which got which might be present in multiple documents. Okay, it might be present in document 1, it might be present in document 2, document 3, document 4, or likewise. So it will gather all the knowledge, and based on that knowledge, it will format whatever the user wants as like how it is thinking, and it will be giving me a response. See, right? I'm not going to say that, okay, this is what ChatGPT, this is how you can learn everything from ChatGPT, right? So the thing is, like, it can hallucinate also, it can give wrong answers also. So here we are talking about a question, right? So this question is nothing but a prompt. And your ChatGPT. So this ChatGPT is nothing but it is running on a trained model. Okay, now we talked about training and all, right? As like our Indian movie opening scene, that robot movie opening scene. Rajinikanth, that robot Rajinikanth is getting trained on multiple stuffs, right? So those are the knowledge I am talking about. Like ChatGPT might know the world data, like even in ChatGPT bottom, you can see it's not that. So it is trained on the world data up to a particular time. Okay, so we can ask people. So when is the last knowledge date for ChatGPT? See, ChatGPT is thinking it is up to April 2023, and the documentation is saying December 2023. Means that up to December 2023, most of the information, whatever is present in the internet, those are used to train this ChatGPT. Okay, so in this actually, in our case, this ChatGPT is nothing but we can call it as a model. Okay, so GPT is nothing but generative pre-trained text transformer. Generative pre-trained text transformer. Okay, so this transformer we will see, and we will see what is how ChatGPT is working, so that we will get an understanding on how generative AI is working, and from there we will get the understanding on how this entire AI ecosystem is working. Okay, so here in our case, ChatGPT is a language model. Means that it is not generating any images, right? Whatever I am asking, it is just giving me a language response. It is giving me something in English, which is readable by the humans, right? So this is a text stuff. So for that, what we are saying is, like, in AI terms, if I explain the same thing in AI terms, okay, if you are feeding a prompt to the system, it goes to something called a model. Okay, this model is nothing but it's the trained corpus. Okay, trained corpus means like it got trained with a lot of data. So yeah, how many of you watched the Geo launch? Geo 2016 launch. Like in 2016 Geo launch, what Mukesh Ambani said, data is the new oil, right? Data is the new oil, right? So the same way, the data, like whatever world data we are having in the internet, so those text data is used to create a model called this ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is running on a model called GPT 4o, that is version of ChatGPT, or GPT 4 mini likewise. Means that there are 4 versions of ChatGPT so far. Okay, one GPT is the very basic GPT is like a kind of a dump right now as comparing to its current capabilities. Okay, it's like a kind of an upgraded version after putting the red chip in Rajnikant, like as you can imagine. Okay, so this trained corpus means that we are training a model in multiple things, is having all the knowledge data here. So under this, under the hood, there is a concept called transformers. Okay, we don't go this thing in deeper because this is a machine learning part. Okay, so this transformers is responsible for searching this data and getting the data out. Okay, suppose we have this data. This is completely having the data, and this data should be searched with the information, like whatever questions we are asking, right? So this question needs to be searched out of this data, right? So for taking the answer from this model, this data, we have something called an architecture called transformers. Okay, that's why we are calling it as generative pre-trained text transformer. Okay, so this transformer will produce us an output. And this is what you are seeing in the screen. This one, the response.
Hi,
Okay,
Arun. Here. Sorry to interrupt.
who is this? Sorry.
Guna here.
Yeah, hi, Gunu.
Yeah. See, usually we have Google search engines, all search engines, different search engines from decades, right? We
Yes,
have.
correct, correct.
Yeah. It's kind of we are providing data. It's the same kind of Google search engines. We'll provide data to them, and we'll get the data. If we refine that data, then what's the difference between? I mean, in AI, what we'll get precise data from the when we search from any kind of query we have given, precise data we'll get it. If they
Yeah,
make it Google search engines itself precise data, then what's the difference between then comes over AI and Google search engines? What we'll get? I mean,
yeah,
it will be.
yeah. Okay. So what your Google search engine is doing is it is crawling the websites and it is giving you the link responses. Okay, and apart from that, like it didn't have any transformers kind of stuff. It didn't have a machine learning model built behind it. Okay, so this is what I am talking about, this machine learning stuff, this transformers. Okay, so this transformers is not behind that. Means that it's not the data feeder Rajnikant, I can say. Okay, it is like a kind of your index. Index in the sense like in your composition notebooks, you have something called table of contents, right? So the table of contents will not have the complete data, right? It will have only the headings, right?
Got.
So what Google do is when you do a search, okay, this is how Google works. First, we will see how Google is working. Okay, when you type a search query, okay, it didn't use any machine learning capability or AI capability here. What it will do, it will simply go go to that Google server, and there is something called page rank algorithm, right? So this is like a kind of a search algorithm. So what it does, it simply matches your search query, like it just breaks down your text into words. So if you are putting a sentence, it just break down your sentence into words and do a similarity search. Similarity search is nothing but like it is trying to it's trying to match its information, like whatever information is fed into Google, whatever information is cached in Google. So out of that information, it will simply try to break this sentence into words, and it will take each and every word and compare it with this. Okay, based on that, it will have some similarity score. So the similarity score might be 100 to, we didn't know the exact algorithm, right? It might be around 100% match to 0% match. So it will simply rank the links and display it to us. So means that this particular stuff is simply doing the search. Okay, it's not doing any knowledge retrieval, right? So this is how Google is working. So in terms of AI, if we see, AI is already having all the data stored in the name of model. So in this model, there is an architecture called transformers. So this is taking care of this searching, matching, and getting the data and formatting the data. And the formatted data is coming to us in the name of output. So we are generating a data out of this model. Okay, so this is a complete data. Okay, with this data, we are generating an output out of it using our question. But this is not generating a data. It is simply displaying the search results. Right? It's like a kind of an unformatted search results. It's simply searching and trying to match the words in the entire internet world, and it is trying to do a similarity search, and based on that matching, it is just doing a page ranking. And based on that page ranking only, we are seeing that 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. See, the same question if I ask Google, what is generative AI? Okay. What Google is doing, Google is trying to go and crawl each and every website which is fed into Google. Okay. So on that, it is trying to match this text. What is generative AI? So there are 4 words in this. So those 4 words, it is trying to match. See, it is highlighting something on each and every step. So it is not giving me the accurate information what I am in it. Because this is not a trained model. This is not a knowledge corpus. This is having the ability to crawl through the web pages. It is simply crawling through the web pages and it is trying to match it. See the highlighted text and all. So these kind of information and all, it is trying to fetch it. That's it. So it is just a bunch of links you are getting. But here, what you are getting in ChatGPT, it's completely different, right? This information is getting extracted from the knowledge which got trained on. So for extracting that knowledge only, we saw about transformers, right? See, this is how a transformer looks like. If you are inputting a text that is fed into this, don't get some kind of fear by seeing these words and all. We will see everything in detail in our upcoming classes. Okay, it is getting fed into this model. You can say the complete thing as a model search stuff. Okay, so it is trying to get the knowledge, and that knowledge will be giving back to you in the form of this kind of text. Okay, getting it right, Guna, or I'm confusing?
No, it's clear, Arul. Thanks. Yeah.
Okay. So the same way, like as I told you, right? So it's generating, right? So it's generating from the model. So that's why we are calling it as generative AI. Okay. So this generative AI is used in all the creative fields as well as some kind of decision making fields as and when the business is in. So this generative AI is capable of generating text, okay, images, videos, and speeches, music, all the multimedia steps. Okay, so this model, okay, this model we are seeing about, right? So this model is called as language model. Okay, So we are calling this as a language model. Why? Because this is getting trained on a language. Okay, this language might include entire English or French or whatever it might be. Okay, so if you are language means it's just representing the linguistic stuff. Linguistics. So this linguistics is nothing but you can imagine it like a kind of an English or something like that. So basically it's a text. Okay, so this text is having like everything, like whatever it is getting trained. So those are all are the text only. So it's not an image or it's not a video, right? So it's all text only. So there is a large volume of data over there. Okay, so that's why we are calling it as large language model. In short, LLMs. Okay, whenever you are hearing something about generative AI, you need to understand that there is an LLM behind it. Okay, large language models are the foundation pillar of LLM. Okay, so this model is nothing but your ChatGPT, GPT-4o and all. Okay, so how we can understand like what is an LLM? LLM is nothing but it's having the complete grammar and the architecture transformers we see, right? So this architecture is embedded in this model. Okay, so this model is capable of transforming the text from your prompt to an output. In this way, you can understand. Getting it right? So this is how the entire text ecosystem is working. Okay. The same way you have images, right? So for that, we have something called LVMs, that is large vision models. So this is called as LVMs. So this is for image generation. Up to this point, anyone having any doubts? Hello?
So the current chat GPT 4.0 is with the text LLM only, right? I
Yes,
mean,
yes,
with
right.
LLM.
Yeah, correct.
Don't
Yeah.
have images or videos in that. Okay.
Yeah, it won't produce images or videos. So whatever you're asking, it is trying to give you your text only.
Okay.
Okay. So this is how the entire generative AI ecosystem works. So AI in the sense we have a natural language processing. So this is what our speech to text to sorry. This is what is all about the text models, that is transformer models we see now, that is GPT-4o, GPT mini. So these things and all are capable of doing language processing. And we have some models for image recognitions also. We have some models for text to speech, speech to text also, right? So those kind of things and all comes under the generative AI ecosystem. So generative AI is not only ChatGPT, it's completely having the ability to convert your prompt, the question you are asking the model, right? So that prompt into text or an image or a video or a speech or a music. Okay, we will see each and every example. And after that, we will see about what is Google Colab. And from there, we will start on the classes. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
So how many of you heard about this Claude AI? Claude. Claude. It's also kind of ChatGPT. Okay, it's same like ChatGPT only. If you ask me which is better, like if ChatGPT or Claude, then I can say Claude is better. If you want to use it in your day-to-day life, this will be very, very better. Like, let me show you an example. Take for an example. This Claude is having a picture of artifacts, so that can execute a program also. Yeah, I can ask like provide a React JS code for design Welcome screen. It should landing page. Page for it. I should have yeah beautiful you using chat screen. These and other technical terms. Likewise, if I am asking, it will simply create a component. See, it is writing a code for me, right? And it created the page like this. See, you can preview this in the big screen. See, this kind of capability is not there with ChatGPT, right?
Yeah. Mm.
It simply built a web page for me within 5 minutes, correct? And it deployed it also to preview it, right? So this kind of capability is good in Claude. Claude is also a text model. Okay, so in this Claude, they have trained Claude with multiple stuff along with this coding also. Even ChatGPT is capable of generating code, but it didn't have this artifact feature. Okay, if you are a front-end developer, then if you are doing something on front end, or if you want to write some code on HTML, CSS, JavaScript, those kind of stuffs, Claude is very, very useful. Okay. Also, Claude can generate you some stuffs, like take for an example, I asked it to uh, uh, I asked it to generate multiple scenes and visual descriptions. Actually, I just wanted to show you like how this content is getting generated. Okay, so this is what, like, I want to create images, I want to create music, I want to create a video, right? So for that, actually, I am asking Claude like this: generate multiple scenes and visual descriptions for my YouTube channel in this one. My aim is to create tutorials on anything related to data in this channel. Also provide a great music description from along with prompt for making the same as a video from image. Likewise, I am just giving a prompt like this. Okay, when I gave this prompt, Claude simply wrote me a visual description. Okay, if I take this visual description and if I put it in a visual language model, like vision language, we saw about LVMs, right? LVM, large vision model, VLMs, vision language model. So those kind of things and all are already there also. So means that if I take this, okay, this is like a kind of a text. With this text, I want to generate an image. Okay, I can suggest you to go to this ideogram. There is something called ideogram. Okay, if I simply take this, and if I am putting it here, if I am clicking it, click the generate. I'm just giving you an overview of how this generative AI is working. So what it does in the background is it is taking this complete sentence. It is trying to break down this and it is trying to search the language model, which is already behind there. Means that here it is a vision model. It's behind there. Okay. So what I asked it a sleek modern office space with large monitors. So these are large monitors, and it should have some colorful data visualizations. Okay, so you are seated at a desk, gesturing towards the screen as you explained different chart types and their application. I didn't write it actually. Claude asked me, Claude gave me this. So with this, I can visualize it. right? So I can visualize it in the name of images, right? So this is capable of generating images. This ideogram is capable of generating images. Okay, if I download any image, take for an example, if I'm downloading this image, and if I want to make this as a video, right? So for that also generative AI is helping me. So what I can do is I can just create a music out of it. See here, there is a music prompt. Likewise, I took this music prompt and there is another website called Suno AI, suno.com. Okay. I am just giving you like you can just go to these tools and try out. This will be fun. So before we start the class, if you want to get a motivation of what this AI is doing, for that purpose only I'm explaining all these things. Okay. Just take this out, take this prompt from here. Okay. And this music description also. I don't know anything about music, right? So now Claude is suggesting me to do a music. So I just need to take this music prompt, and this prompt I need to feed it in Suno AI. So what Suno AI did, it just created musics for me. See, it created some music like this, and it wrote lyrics also for this. Okay, so this is capable of doing a text to music kind of model. Okay, this is a music generation model, and this is capable of doing text to music. So this is text to image, and this is text to music, and this is text to text. Like we saw the LLMs, right? So this is text to text. With that text to text, I am using it to create prompts for me. And with that prompts, you have created an image, you have created a music, right? The image I got from here. Okay, I want to animate it as like a kind of a video. Okay, for that also it is giving me a prompt, video prompt. But it is asking animate the data visualization on the screens, showing transitions between different chart types like this. So I feed this into this is another text to video generation AI tool. So this is called Runway ML. Okay. So here I just feed this image. See how natural it have created the video. See the resolution. See how he is moving the hands. It was just an image a few minutes back, right? So that image, it is capable of creating videos. See his laptop, the charts are moving. Right? So this is how AI is evolving now. And this is what we are generating content out of it. Right? So I was just feeding a prompt, and out of that prompt, I take a visual description, I take a music description, and I took an image video prompt. So here I will get an image, and this image I get a music, and I get a video out of that image. Right? If I stitch everything together, then this will become a video. Right? So now I have successfully get a content out of this. So our course is to make you understand how the backend work of this is happening. This particular model is happening. Okay, how to access these things and all using Python, and how to build some cool applications out of it, like Claude or ChatGPT using Python. So this is what we are going to cover in our 15 days class. Got it right? Do you have any doubts on this?
No, it's clear. Like I have one thing, like so with our learning, we can integrate all these three because you have prepared content, and that content we are going to some video converter or the visual AI, those
Yeah,
things. With after this
everything is an
learning, can we
API. Yeah, everything is an API. So we are going
API.
to
Okay.
access APIs. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Okay. So if you have some free time, just go to this Hugging Face. Okay. So go to Hugging Face and register yourself. Okay. Just register yourself in Hugging Face. Why I am saying is this is having a large collection of open source models. So these and all are open source. So for everything they have models. See, text to image, image to text, image to image, image to video. Okay, text to video, right? So for everything, text to text, we are seeing. So that's what is ChatGPT and all. Same way, text to text, we have something called the Llama. Llama is from Facebook, right? So they are having these things. Like whenever you are seeing a open source model, you will be having something called 405B, 7B, likewise, right? So it's nothing but it is getting trained on tokens, this kind of dismiss tokens. So your token is nothing but a sentence. Okay, wait, show you that. This is called the OpenAI token, sir. Suppose I asked the first question like to ChatGPT, you remember? This is the question I asked it, right? So if I ask ChatGPT, yes, see, this is having 6 tokens. So what is a token and is a token and generative is a token and AI is a token and this question mark is a token. So it is trying to split this complete text into tokens. Okay, with the tokens only, it is going and it is searching the model. Okay, so basically your model is built on tokens. So the same way, this 405B means that it is built on 405 billion tokens. Right, 405 billion tokens in the sense like 405 billion words for the understanding, I can say. Like if what alone is there, this kind of token alone, 405 billion words, it got trained on. Okay. So just go to this Hugging Face for today and try to explore what and all models over there. So now you got an understanding on what is a model, right? So with that understanding, just try to go and see, like here you can see image to text, text to image, and we have image to image. Likewise, lot of models are there. Just go to it and try to read and understand what they are trying to say. If you are able to map it with our class, like whatever we have learned today, if you are trying to map it and trying to understand what they are trying to see, what they are trying to convey in this, then we are at least 25% success on making you understand like what is a generative. Okay, so this is like a kind of an open source collections where you can get all these models, whatever we see in the name of generative AI, right? And one more thing, just ping me all your email IDs so that I can share you this document on the lesson plan, what we are trying to cover. And from there onwards, we will see. From tomorrow onwards, the classes will be around 8 to 9, right? 8 to 9 will be our grade, right? 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Okay, is this fine, right? Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, please.
Yeah, okay. So from tomorrow, we will start with the Python fundamentals and we will see the introduction to Python and introduction to programming in Python. I think you all get some picture on what is generative AI, right?
Yes.
Or you are still, if anyone is still in confusion, please let me know so that we can have another brief round of explanation out of it, and then like we will wrap up the session.
Yeah. So Arul, I have one
Okay.
thing to ask.
Yeah, but
So whatever tools you have showed, right? Some tools you have shown. So all those are built on this AI only, right?
yes, correct. So
Yes, it's
all these things started with this transformers architecture. So this
okay.
transformers, this is the paper actually. There is something called attention is all you need. So from this 2017 only, everything got started in a furious way. Before this 2017, okay, no one was interested much on building so much of AI tools. So that's where this OpenAI came in. This is the base paper for this ChatGPT. Okay, so once OpenAI comes in and build the ChatGPT, from there actually it got skyrocketed. Like now AI is growing like anything. Like daily, some two new stuffs are coming, right? So to catch up that speed, we need to understand how that generative AI is working. And based on that, if we are having some familiarity with this Hugging Face, at least we can follow up what is happening. And connect top AI voices in LinkedIn as well. Okay. So this is my LinkedIn profile. Give you in the chat. You can connect with me in LinkedIn.
And also Arul, you can share that YouTube channel you have, right?
Yeah. It's not that much big basket. Yeah, let me share. Yeah, but that channel only I will upload the videos after sessions. Yes. Okay. So for using tools, we don't need to have any coding knowledge. Okay, like here we are using Claude and ideogram. Like right, I didn't even code a single line of code, right? But if we want to use the models which are generating the same kind of things, like text to image, or text to video, text to music, or text to text, right? So for that, actually, we need coding. Okay, because like these are all like big things. As the name insisting, like it is large language models. So it's like 8 billion instruct and these things and all, right? So for running this in your local machine, you need a lot of computing space. Means that you need graphic cards. See this 8 billion instruct alone, this is 8 billion model only. Okay, so if you see the file size, this is the model. Okay, this this four combining all these four will be one model. This is for Llama 3. Okay, for executing this Llama 3 alone, you need 4 plus 5, 9, 10, and then 15 and 17. Okay, so 17 GB needs to be loaded and this 17 GB needs to be processed at all the time because this will have the entire your model collection. Okay, so to create this 17 GB, they were spending a lot of money to prepare this model. That's how like this chat GPT is there, right? So this one we can access it through the APIs one. Likewise, we have this. Anyway, we will build all our applications on APIs only. So what kind of APIs we will use? We will use chat GPT, GPT 3.5. GPT 3.5 is cost, but we will try to use Google Gemini. Gemini is free. And there is something called Grok. Okay, so this is called LPU, we can see. Yeah, anyway, we will see everything in detail in classes, in our next classes. Okay, so this Grok, Google Gemini, with this only we will build these language models. And we will try to use this Hugging Face transformers. So Hugging Face is also having some APIs. we will try to use this Hugging Face APIs for this speech to text, text to speech kind of stuffs. But anyway, like if you learn about text to text, okay, the same kind of application only you will be using for everything. Okay, anyway, we will be covering everything after this class 7, right? This code generation and chat. First exercise itself, we will be creating a simple chat part. So here we will be using Gemini AI for using this. Okay, so it's nothing like we will be building a wrapper around Gemini AI, Gemini's language model like this. And then we will be creating some text generation tools using ChatGPT and Gemini, and we will be using OpenAI Playground, Google AI Studio. And we will talk about prompt engineering on one class itself, how to use this prompts. Prompt is nothing but the question. We saw right here prompt. So this prompt and all we will see on this class. And then next level of generative AI is like image generation. So image generation is also we have some lot of tools over there. So we will try to access these tools directly or using APIs like this we will see. And we will see how to use speech generation tools, text to speech tools, and then responsible AI along with that some projects. Okay, I have put sufficient timings on these classes in between so that we can shuffle the classes and we can make the agenda adjusted according to our needs, because 1 hour is not sufficient to cover everything, right? So yeah, if the classes are extending, then we will simply shuffle the classes. Like if we need, we can extend the classes also after 15 days. Okay. And tomorrow's class, we will start about Python fundamentals. What is Python and how to use the tools in Python. Okay. So far,
Sure.
any doubts, anyone?
No, last question actually. So you have told, right, for using these tools, we don't
Yeah.
need any coding background.
Yes,
So
right. Yeah.
for building these tools, we need a coding background, right? Like some are like from non-coding background. So like apart from Python, any other coding we are using?
No, Bhaskar. We will be completely using Python only. That's why we are
Okay.
covering up the Python first, and then we are moving to the generative AI stuff.
So I have one question, like from prompt to model, and so we are going to learn the how to use model or write model.
No, we are going to use how going to see how to use model. If
Okay, how to
we
use.
if we want to know how to create this model, then that's a complete different arena. That is machine learning actually.
Okay. For
So
chat GPT.
uh,
Okay.
machine learning needs some mathematics as well. But for
Yeah.
this, we don't need any mathematics actually.
Okay.
Harul, this is Ravi. I have one question
Yeah,
on
Ravi.
Gen AI. So
Yeah.
there are a lot of multiple companies are saying like say for example Meta AI,
Yes.
Open AI, Secure AI, Gen AI like that. So these are
Yeah.
all based on the AI only they created the models or it's a different models like Gen AI.
These and all are Gen AI only, right? Like whenever you are hearing a term called model in the market, LLM model, likewise. So those
Okay.
are all related to generative AI only. In that sense, like we don't do the heavy lifting part. We are not going to create the model. So that creation of model will be taken care by the companies like Meta AI. You are telling, right? So Meta is nothing but this Facebook stuff. So this Facebook is capable of creating this Llama. Likewise, Google is capable of creating this Gemini. OpenAI as ChatGPT, right? This Claude is having something called a Sonnet. So these and all are the models. Okay, so these models we are not going to create. Those are created by the companies. So those companies use heavy GPUs, like they need lot of computational power to train these models, right? So we don't have that much computational power to create models. So To create models, that's a separate area, that is machine learning. But when companies talk about this models, those and all are like, see, it's like a kind of an API you can imagine. Like they have already trained your robot and they are giving you a robot to use. So what you can do, you will simply customize it accordingly to your need, and you will make use of that robot, right? The same way, this consider this model as a robot. Okay, if you are getting that model, what you will do, you will fine tune it, or you will try to use it as it is according to your needs, right? So yeah, that's how we will do, Ravi.
Okay. So most of these models are free versions only, or sometimes we need to pay. Like if you want
Few
to build
models,
some.
like i- take for an example, ChatGPT is working on top of GPT-4, right? So that GPT-4 we need to pay. Okay, GPT-4, GPT 3.5. If we want to use ChatGPT's model itself, we need to pay, because that is running on someone else's computer and we are accessing that API, right? So for that, means that is running on cloud, I can say. Okay, that they are hosting their own model in their servers. We are accessing that model. So that model is using some computational power. So they are charging us. So that's what ChatGPT ecosystem is working. But for Google Gemini, we have some free API access. Same way, we have something called Grok. With that Grok, we can access Llama, like Meta's AI models like this. So see, the models are open source. Like few models are open source. Like now we saw the Hugging Face, right? See, those models are open source. If we have our own computational power, we can download that model and we can run it. That is up to us. Yeah, that also
Okay.
we will see. We will see like how to run some small language models, how to run the models locally using our computer, and how to access that model using this Python. So those kind of things also we will see in the classes.
So how is the
Okay.
market?
Sure,
Like
Ravi. Thank
all
you.
the companies, all the captive companies that they are trying to build their own model, or we cannot say that. Like I'm just asking a general question.
Yeah, Sudhir. Actually, everyone is trying to build model. So the main purpose is like they want to utilize the power of generative AI to power up the businesses to every client.
Mm,
Take for an example, like you might be in airline, you might be in healthcare, whatever it is. Okay, it might be on any domain, it might be in financial domain, whatever it might be. So what they want is they want to create some chatbots, they want to create some
mm,
help assisting agents, or they want to generate code itself. They want to create some AI agents, right? So for that and all, they want to leverage the power of models. So the research companies are investing in creating the models. So the research companies, in the sense, Facebook is investing a lot of money in creating models. Nvidia is creating a lot of models, and Google is creating models. So the companies I am talking about is like service companies. Take for an example, Accenture is there, and
mm,
IBM is there, right? So they are investing
mm.
huge money into utilizing these models.
Visualizing the model.
So
Okay.
whatever is out there in the market, they want to leverage it for their customers like this. So if suppose in take for an example, I am working for a healthcare customer. Okay, recently we did a project called it's like a kind of a HERP, we can say. HERP is nothing but healthcare extension, something like that. Okay, so what we are doing is, instead of querying, see, suppose you know SQL, right?
Yes. Mm,
So in SQL, what a data analyst do generally? A data suppose if I am asking my data analyst to, hey, give me a chart of having some, in healthcare itself we have something called claims. So in that claims, even in insurance also, most of
yeah.
you are from TIA only, right? So in insurance we have claims, right? So we just need to understand, like for a particular person, how many claims are there. Okay, so what we usually do, we usually simply query a table, and with that table, we will be getting that results, right? So that results, we will be sending back to the people. We will be sending back to the management in a readable format, right? So for that, we have replaced it with a solution called a text to SQL. So what it will do, suppose in case if my manager comes, consider my manager don't know SQL. Okay, he comes in and he is asking like, hey, I want to know how many claims are under this particular person. Suppose under John. Okay, if he is typing like this, what in the backend, what it will do is it will simply go to a large language model. Okay, it will simply break down that question into an SQL. It will generate an SQL out of it. That SQL is getting executed on the table, and the table will give back a response. Okay, that response can be formatted saying that in a human readable form. It's not like a kind of a select query table, because my manager don't know what is a table at all, right? So it will simply format it like this particular John is having some two claims likewise, and it will respond back to my manager saying like this. So in this example itself, you can completely replace a data analyst.
Correct.
Right. So this is how companies are trying to make use of AI. So this is a real world example which we worked on right now recently. So
You have incorporated one model and you build a use case on that model saying, okay,
yeah,
if somebody asks this
yeah,
one,
we have
I need to
something called,
query.
yeah, in IBM we have a model, like these are like private models also. Like in IBM
Okay.
we have a private model because we are handling customer sensitive data, right? So
Yes.
there is an approach called RAG. These things and all we will see it later in the
Okay.
classes.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
So so even we can see like how we can build the complete architecture, like how what I am saying to you, right? The same architecture we can
Okay.
try to build in our classes also, using some
Sure.
dummy data
Sure.
or dummy examples. So that will be easier for you to match it with the current industry need like this.
Understood. Yeah. Got it.
So in our case, like we were using something called granite models in IBM. So these granite models are private models which are running only in IBM cloud. Okay. So inside that IBM cloud only, this granite model is capable of converting a text into SQL. So that model got trained with lot of SQL data. And that model will have our table names also, table names and table descriptions. We have trained that model with our table names also. There is a concept called RAG, retrieval augmented generation. That also we will see in the class. So with that only we have trained that we have just used that model along with RAG, and we were able to achieve the desired results. Like whatever I have explained to you, right? The same architecture we were able to achieve. So this is how companies are trying to implement generative AI in our day-to-day work. Because every business needs AI, or at least they want to survive in the race, right? So for that
Yeah.
race purpose and only, because previously, like an year back, 1 year back, all these things were in just POCs only. Nothing was in production. But this year, IBM alone have delivered 1,000 AI projects, and they made a remarkable achievement like this. And recently, Accenture got a deal for $3 billion into for creating generative AI with these models. So everything whatever we are teaching about, so those are like related to model only. So those models are built by the corporates, like research companies, big research companies.
It's
So
kind
this,
of tool they will provide.
yeah, you can think like that. Yeah, it will be helping you to speed up your AI related stuff. Like this.
Okay.
And are we following any security rules for this data AI?
Yeah, Prashant. Like we have something called responsible AI. So like that's what, like I told about technique called RAG, right? That we will see in the later class like this. So that RAG is nothing but you are not going to expose the complete data to the model for training. Likewise. So
Okay.
that data itself you will be sending to that model with the prompt. So whatever information that model needs, those information only we will be sending, because we will not let the model, we will not expose our data to the model so that the model can be trained, right?
Okay. And this Hugging Face is the library. Like I understood, like this is a library.
It's a
How we are,
marketplace, yeah.
yeah, how we are utilizing this latest code into our systems?
Uh,
Are
this
we
is not
using?
this is not
Yeah.
like latest code, I can say. Like this is having the collection of models. So those models we can download in our system and we can use it. Suppose if we are having huge GPUs. So whenever I am saying model, everything is like some more than 10 GB only.
Okay.
Okay, so to execute that, we need powerful GPUs in our machine. And our local machines are not capable of doing that kind of things, right? That's why we are going to use these APIs.
Okay.
Yeah. And there is an emerging field called MLOps, machine learning operations, like how we are having this DevOps, right? Same way we have something called MLOps that is also emerging right now in the market. So for MLOps, like there is an area called fine tuning and deployment of these models, and how to leverage cloud systems to use AI, means that how to use cloud systems to deploy these models. So those kind of areas is also emerging right now. So every area is emerging with this AI. That's what I can see right now. So this ecosystem, if we catch this train earlier, then we can utilize it to grow our career fast.
And
Because
one more
in
last
next
question.
10 years, in next
Yeah.
10
Yeah.
years, there will be in need of prompt engineers only, mostly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one more last question, like this 15 days content, whatever the course you have shared, right? That
Yeah.
content is enough for us to sustain the market for us.
That depends on how you are practicing, Prasant. Because I will try to cover up each and everything is present in the market. Okay, out of that, like you need to put some more efforts and you need to use your creativity to come up with some kind of ideas. And along with that, like this is a fast growing area. Like
Mhm.
even in this entire space, like no one knows everything, I can say.
Okay.
Because today, if I am teaching you something, okay, tomorrow there will be something new will come. See,
Okay.
ChatGPT itself, previously it was on 3.5. It was running on 3.5 up to last May. And now
Mm.
it is running on 4.0, 4.0 mini, likewise. So these models will change frequently. And the code behind that model or the APIs we are using that model, that also will change frequently. So if you are understanding the core concepts in a deeper way, along with that, like if you are putting some efforts to do the exercises, like whatever we are talking about in the classes or whatever the classroom exercises are there. So those kind of things and all, if you are trying to put some efforts, and if you are getting touch on industry on a daily basis, then you will be easily catch this train. So,
Thank you. Got it.
yeah. Because it's like a kind of a bullet train which is running right now. Like
Yeah.
even if I don't learn anything for a day or two, then a new technique will come, then I will become like this.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
You can share the fees details, Arul. So the last one we can stop to that.
Yeah, sure, Bhaskar. Like yeah, I already shared you, right? The same only,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Yeah, please share your email address to this chat so that I can have all of your email address to schedule the classes. Let me stop sharing.
You can stop recording also.